Okay, welcome everyone. We are back together with Stan, and today I'm going to ask Stan a question because I've been seeing, I don't know if you guys been seeing this, but on YouTube, what's been popping up in my streams has been this device. It looks like a treadmill, but without the handles that you can actually put underneath your desk. So I'm not the expert on any of this kind of stuff. So I'm going to ask Stan. Hey, Stan, what have you seen these things and what do you think about them?
I have. I think it's a great idea. And I think it's just like anything else. If the application fits, then by all means use it. Body in motion is everything. There's so many people that have become the new smokers that they don't bring that little white stick up to their mouth. And that new smoking is sitting. And sitting is creating its own dynamic. And I think we're gonna see a lot more diseases. And when I say diseases, I mean pains in the body because of a lack of motion. Now you're sitting at your desk, and I watch this in my own circle of influence, and I won't say where that is, but I will say that I see people sitting in a chair, and the chair wears out much faster than it used to in the office. And the reason is because now you don't have to get up and go from one cubicle to another. They're just sitting and doing total email, and they're wearing headsets, and they're sitting in this chair, and their back is slouched. So they're creating their own dynamics of future problems. So this little treadmill type operation, it is now getting people to move. And I think it's a fantastic way to accomplish two different things, because now you're not letting the body become stagnant. You're not allowing the blood to not circulate. You're not allowing the legs to not be in motion. So you're engaging your gait, as long as you don't have a disparity in your shoulders or in your hips, because then you'll just exacerbate it. But the idea is, as you're in that motion, and it's just a nice motion, just enough to get the gait engaged, and you're accomplishing multiple things. So most people can get their 10,000 steps in without any difficulty at all. And they're circulating the body, they're circulating the blood and the enzymes, and as you're moving, also the hormones of stress that build up are now also calmed down by motion. So I said a lot there. What's your take back?
How does that compare to, say, a standing desk? Because, I learned about the standing desk, and I wanted to get out of the whole thing about sitting in front of the computer all the time, because I do so much work in front of the computer. So I got myself a standing desk. And one of the things I noticed was that I feel so tired standing. It's like I can just feel this weakness in my lower back. And obviously that's from years now of sitting in front of these daggone computers. I've just weakened everything. So how can people make that transition from sitting, and now we have a weakened body, a weakened core, to the idea of either a standing desk and or one of those motion treadmill kind of things?
Yeah.
So keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. The standing desk is it's a great addition to the element, because you're no longer sitting. You're causing that vertical load to take place. But the only problem with the standing desk, and as you said, you felt more fatigued or more tired, is because I would ask you to look at the way that your body was shifting on one hip or the other. Now, if you just look in the grocery store, and I'm a people watcher, so I look at people, how they're walking, how they're standing, how there's everything. And you watch people stand in line in the grocery store, and they're only standing for a moment, let's say 3 to 5 minutes in one place. But watch how they shift their weight to one leg, one hip, and you'll notice that dysfunction, that disparity of the hip, and now they have a hip dysfunction because they're favoring one side. And then if you look when you're standing at that standing desk, is one foot going everted.
Huh.
Okay. So one foot is straight. So you got your weight pressured on that foot. And if you've got a disparity, you look, your other foot's everted because all your weight is shifting over. So now you got a body that's going like this and like that. So it's not vertically loaded. It's skewed. So the standing desk is great.
Exacerbating.
Yes. It's you exacerbate the problem. It is the condition of the body, the position of the body taken to an activity that creates the condition outcome. So you stand all day, your body is disproportionate, so it's favoring one side. So you take that position to your activity. Standing is an activity. Then at the end of the day, you go, man, my hips killing me. I can't stand all day long. Well, it's because you're not moving. You become stagnant, and where there's not movement, then things start to, let's just say, die off. Let's say, would you drink from a stream that didn't move? No, but you would drink from a stream that is rushing. Okay, because things are moving, things are alive. Same way with the body. So if you do have the luxury of having a standing desk, take 30 seconds and walk around the room. I mean, really steps, not just in a 6-foot circle. That's better than nothing, but it's not going to get you very far. Okay. So walk around the room and then come back every 30 minutes or 45 minutes in between meetings. Okay. Get up and take a quick walk around the room, get the motion moving, circulate the blood, circulate the lungs, change the way that the arms are operating. You know, when we're in movement, we're growing, we're developing, we're creating new cells.
So I guess the standing desk in combination with that treadmill thing would be a good combination then?
Yeah.
Instead of standing in one place and exacerbating any kind of lopside thing, I would actually be in motion.
Yes. And I've watched people in meetings, and it's a slow motion, but it's movement, and movement for the body that's good. The best thing. Yeah.
So is there anything we should look out for if we choose to do this, get one of those machines? Is there like a point that you shouldn't push beyond, or is there certain things that you should look out for and not do?
I would say that if you notice that you have, let's say, frontal hip pain, you may be doing the swivel. Okay, you may be doing the model walk. Okay, if you're doing the model walk, okay, what you're doing is you're working out of the pelvic, okay, and not the femur. Okay. And so if you're rotating, now you're doing like a drag. You notice that there's a difference in what's going on in that motion. And so you may have rotation. Look at the way that your feet are hitting that treadmill. Now, don't look down the whole time, but if you notice that your feet are walking out like one is more duck foot, okay, that would tell me that you've got a little rotation on that femur. And if you have that rotation as you're walking, then you're going to end up with some problems. So it's not the equipment that's defective. It's the position of our body that is, I'm not going to say defective. I'm just going to say it's out of alignment. And when things aren't in alignment, then that's when we can escalate a problem that may not have been there. And so people will buy those moving platforms and they'll say it caused more pain. No, what it did was it showed you that you have something out. Okay, so understand that pain isn't really the enemy. Pain is the language that says, hey, I want you to pay attention. There's something that's out of place. It's like a baby. there's three different types of cries. There's I'm hungry, there's I'm hurting, and there's I want some attention. And they're different. And as a parent, and I'm past that stage now, but as a parent, you know the difference. You know that they're not getting their way, so there's a different tone to that cry. Well, this is what your body's saying. Okay, so there's a pain that's saying, hey, I want some attention, something's out. And the best way to do that is to have, a quick assessment and go, okay, these are the things, because we're too close to the environment to understand really what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And
so I love what you're saying about getting that assessment. And that's what I keep on encouraging all of my students to do, is to get in contact with Stan and get one of those assessments, because you're too close to it. You've been doing this all of your life, so you don't even see that there's an issue. And it could be as blatant as, a zit on your face, but because it's something that you've been doing all the time. And I hear people say to me, but that's just how I've been all my life. Like when I ask about bowel movements, well, I've only had one bowel movement a day or every other day. And that's, my doctors say that that's okay because that's just my way of doing things. No, your doctor is wrong. Just because that's how you've been doing things all your life does not mean that that's the optimal way of doing it. So the same thing here, before you go out and get one of the devices or whatever it is, that I'm glad to know that, Stan, before I do something like that, that could possibly exacerbate my issue, to first and foremost find out if it could be as simple as me shifting my weight properly, getting the right exercises to tone certain muscles, being able to shift my posture in a certain way so that it's in proper alignment. And then when I start walking on that treadmill, everything is going the way it needs to go. And the energy is flowing, the blood is flowing, the lymph is flowing, and that's when the healing is optimized.
That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. And that's a that we could go into on the lymph. And maybe that's another conversation, but movement helps that lymphatic system. That is a key to lymphatic health. We can talk about that in maybe our next time. Yeah.
So with that, ladies and gents, thank you for joining us for another session of Body Mastery with Stan. And if you have any questions that you would like us to address, or new devices or something like that you'd like to let us be aware of and possibly pull into the show, let us know. Put it into the chat, send us an email, give us a call, whatever it is. We are here to serve you, and we look forward to seeing you again next month.
Absolutely.